Hi, my name is Andrew Sullivan, and this is my Visions in Education application video. I've been asked to respond to 3 questions on video. Let me go ahead and read the first question. What does 21st century learning mean to you? Well, I think the best way to approach this is to start with my personal education philosophy. As an educator, it's my job and responsibility to prepare my students for short-term, middle-term, and long-term success. Short-term referring to the time they're in my classroom, middle term referring to the length of time they remain in an academic setting through the rest of their high school, junior high, high school, college years. Long-term success, meaning having the skills to be able to be a successful member of society and having the skills to be able to succeed in the business environment. 21st century learning in this context, I approach it from 2 ways. First of all, students need to be given the skills to need to be able to compete in a 21st century environment. Learning upper level computer skills, learning math, science, getting a good dose of economics and social studies, and the skills to be able to evaluate information and be ready to make a decision based on the information that's given to them. The other portion of this is being able to use 21st century technology to be the most efficient way, to have the most efficient transfer of information. That's most of that the rest of that answer will probably be seen in the next question. Question number 2. What 21st century tools would you learn to enhance teaching in a non-classroom based environment? Basically anything. Students live with technology it's a big part of their life. It's how they understand and how they view the world. If I hand them a worksheet, that's not something they deal with anymore, really. It's the best way for me to explain it is I was teaching a class of 10th grade English students, and I said I made a ditto for them, and they looked at me like, what the heck is a ditto? So I go ahead and hand it out, and they look at the ditto and says, oh, you mean a worksheet? And they started laughing and giggling. Yes, Mr. Sullivan used an old-fashioned term, but that also taught me a lesson. But that's how you need to present information in a way students can relate to. Students relate to computers. They don't relate as much to whiteboards and chalkboards anymore. They relate to being able to present it and get information off the internet. I'm a big proponent of using websites as long as they're monitored, YouTube, giving students the ability to make videos. I'm also a big proponent for using PowerPoint for my lectures. In this non-classroom based environment, I think the best way to use PowerPoint is to allow the students to create PowerPoint lectures to give to me or to other students. Number 1, they learn how to make presentations, which they're going to have to in their long-term, middle-term, and long-term success, and also how to use an information presentation source like PowerPoint to help them when they get into the business world. Last but not least, question number 3 is, what experience do you have teaching at-risk kids? I spent 4 years working at a group home for latency-age boys in Davis. It was a group home that specialized in students who failed in a traditional foster home setup. During my time there, I helped with homework, helped with educational games. I was also part of the staff that went and represented students in IEPs, met with teachers. In fact, I even spent an entire semester sitting in a 2nd grade classroom with a student to make sure he was not blowing out of the classroom and to be able to get the education he needs. Also, I spent a semester and a half working with Yolo County students, lower education students, on a remedial reading program for after-school kids. I worked one-on-one with these students, and our program was awarded the Yolo County Striving for Excellence Award in 2003 for the work and the improvement that our students saw. Thank you very much for taking the time to read my application and to watch this video. Thank you. Have a pleasant day, and I look forward to discussing this with you in person. Thank you.